See, I always hit play and I don't got nothing prepared, nothing ready, but I do got this drink. For my entire life, even still to this day, people still mispronounce my name. My name is pronounced Renice. Ren-Ease. Not Renisi, not Renese, not Renee. I've heard so many pronunciations and I'm like, how are y'all getting that from my name? Forgive me. Again, my actual light gave out on me. And that's part of the reason as to why episode 2 has not come out yet, because I watched back the footage that I filmed and everything was wrong. My lights weren't turned on. I need to get a new bulb, which I don't know why I haven't gotten one yet. I think it's just because I keep forgetting about it, but no worries. You know, episode 2 is in the works. It's just, you know, I'm very particular in the way that I want my videos to look, which is why I keep filming stuff and then I get them into the editing bay and I'm like,
eyes locked from across the room, hot sweat dripping, bright neon light.
hello there, my stemmy stems. How are you? Hope you're all doing well. The 61 of you that y'all liking me, subbing. Let's see if we can get to 100 by the end. If we can achieve 100 by the end of this year, I'll be beyond shocked, but also very appreciative, because it's like my younger self is screaming internally. But I don't have episode 2 ready. The last video I filmed was me putting on this wig. I don't know, I'm having second thoughts about the whole thing because I got real personal. And I don't need my business out there. Like, I wasn't getting overt, like overly personal, but just personal to a point where it's like, do I really want to post that online? And also, I was just talking tomfoolery throughout the entire thing. So that's probably not going to get posted. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I was like, you know what, let's bring back something that used to be done back in like OG YouTube. Like, I'm thinking back to stuff that I used to watch. And people used to do like get to know me questions and stuff like that. Obviously, I can't do like a real Q&A because I'm not popping like that yet. But, you know, there's this thing called Pinterest. And we're going to go ahead and scroll and see what we can find. Now, obviously, if they're trying to get too up in my business, we not answering them. But we'll see. So let's start with the first one that I found. How tall are you? I am 5'7".
That's a huge.
And at work, best believe customers and team members alike will remind me of how tall I am in comparison to everybody else, because I do not see anyone else. Mind you, there are men and others who are taller than me, and I have yet to see one of them get pulled to grab something. Yeah, and every chance that these people get to be like, you're tall, can you come grab this for me? And I just have to smile and say yes. And what's funny is that the last person who asked me to grab something, she was like, you should be thankful for your height. And I was like, you know what, I am, because at least I'm not in the position of constantly having to ask somebody to come grab something for me. But do you know how aggy it is to have people be like, I hate the fact that you're tall? It's like, you gonna hate me over my genetics? You mad because my family got some tall people in it? I am either the second or third tallest person in my family, bro. We just tall like that. Like, don't do that. And to add insult to injury, even when I was in like middle school and people would see how tall I am, mind you, because right, I used to play tennis in middle school, and they will see me with my tennis racket and be like, oh, you play sports? You play basketball? That feels racially motivated.
That was racist.
Cause like, why you can't believe that a tall black girl's out here playing tennis? Why I gotta be playing basketball? That shit was so aggy. But like, the fact that even now, like, I'm being actively reminded as to how tall I am in comparison to other females, because I think they said that like, what, the average height for females is what, like 5'3". And I'm standing at a mighty 5'7". Nearly. Number 2, where are you from? I was born in Jamaica. Yeah, as if I met that apparent enough. Like I'm not always from early video them. More little shy with it in the first one. But no, one of my biggest real them, I mean I dropped my patois, yeah. But I know like even when I was younger growing up in church, Adventist church, predominantly Jamaican Adventist church, it was very heavy on if you sleep with nobody before you're married, God go get you. Your day is numbered, but you're sus. And you're not married. If you have no pitney before you're married, you're shame.
Shame
Gonna kill you.
bad.
That was kind of the memo. I come born. I had my birth certificates. Although I will say that unfortunately I did not grow up in Jamaica because by the time I was 4 when me and my family, 3 going on 4, when my family came to the US. So I didn't really get the chance to like experience Jamaica, but that doesn't stop the fact that I'm proud of where I'm from, despite like every country and every island has its major problems, but there is so much beauty in Jamaica that like why would I not boast about where I'm from? Like just because I didn't get the chance to fully experience, you know, the life that like my older siblings had down in Jamaica doesn't mean that I am less Jamaican. It just simply means that when they're telling their stories and stuff, I can't relate because I was up here, elementary all the way through. I'm not hurt. My feelings ain't hurt. What you mean? What's your zodiac sign? I don't believe in zodiac signs, and the last time I ever heard of zodiac signs, they changed their signage, whatever. Like they changed the dates and they like added a new one or something like that. Which is funny because a guy who tried to flirt with me tried to use zodiac signs as a way of saying we were soulmates. If it ain't Christ, that's my zodiac sign. It's the cross. My zodiac sign is the cross. What are your hobbies? YouTube. Watching YouTube. Currently, I've been a little too addicted to a mobile game called Seaside Escape. Yeah, I have invested a lot of money into this game. Not like a lot of money into this game, but like cause like now I gotta be careful because I will legit pause this filming and just go like knee deep into this game. I promise you, it's that addictive. So yeah, that's my new hobby. Stop judging me. I can already feel you judging me. Stop that. Okay, when I can find a legitimate hobby, I will do so. How would you define your success? Waking up every morning. And being blessed to fall asleep and do it again every day. Because then again, you know, having 61 subs is technically like a success, as well as the fact that I have over 100 followers on Instagram somehow. I don't know how and when this happened. I have 102 followers on Instagram. Let's try to make this YouTube thing catch up like my Instagram. You know, this was the last picture I posted. I am fine shit. What is your love language? Google, what are the love language? Okay, so the different love languages are words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, acts of service. I would definitely say quality time is a big one because I grew up in a very close family, right? And we have always spent a lot of time together, cracking jokes, just really enjoying each other's presence, you know, like even phone calls and stuff, very frequent. I grew up around my family a lot, and kind of making time for the people that you care about. Even if you feel like it's hectic, you kind of find that peace in coming home and confiding in your family. So I can definitely say that quality time is up there, and that can be from relationships to friendships. Give me some time, you know? Like me and my bestie Gabby, we message each other. We got our streak going, right? We do our check-ins. We might not be able to hang out in person, but it's still being able to be like, you know, if I have 5 minutes to set aside, I'll give you that 5 minutes just to make sure that you good. You know what I mean? It's the thought that counts. It's just to let me know that you care.
I got a feeling he'll be all right.
Actually do. Could you shut up? Hola, my munchkins, pumpkins, and hunchkins. It is a different day. This is like a week later. Currently editing. And I realized that I'm only 10 minutes in and I still got 2 hours and some change to go. Why do I talk so much? Why do I just ramble and ramble and ramble and ramble? That's my bad. I just chat so much. So I found back the list that I was doing, and I'm just gonna rapid fire this. Not because like what I was saying wasn't important, but like if I want to get this out by this weekend, I can't be out here editing 2 hours worth of footage. Mind you, there was another section to this. I thought cutting out that section was going to drop down the editing time. It didn't. What motivates you? God and my family. Simple and plain. I don't need to go into my whole eulogy and genealogy and backstory. Just know God and my family motivate me. Next. What makes you angry? Slow walkers, people feeling entitled, implementing things that are literally pointless, that make people's lives, jobs, day to day more difficult than it has to be, and getting yourself upset and expecting me to get upset about something that literally doesn't make a difference. Yeah. What kind of music do you like? Anything that makes my brain go jiggery jiggery.
Hey, that's pretty catchy.
I'm being so serious. I will insert the part where I like scroll through my playlist. There's a little bit of everything in there, but if I had to pick a particular genre, it would probably be R&B/soul. You know, with a little sprinkling of gospel, because we always gotta have God in the mix, of course. Next, do you collect anything? No, because I feel like you have to have a good amount of money to be collecting stuff, unless you're collecting like rocks and seashells and stuff. But I'm not at that point in my life yet. I need to collect paychecks before I start collecting things. Next. Do you have siblings? Yes, I am the second youngest of 6. And I'm the last girl? Oh yeah. How would you describe your fashion sense? A little mixture of, you know, clean Christian girly with a little bit of edge. You know, I enjoy being very experimental in ways that I feel comfortable. I enjoy being covered up. I feel the most confident when, you know, I put myself together in a way that doesn't, you know, show my skin off. And that's not to shame or like bash anyone that does. It's just personal preference. However, I got 2 outfits over here. I love this dress and vest that my mom got today and ended up being in my possession, and it just fit like it was made for me. Like, you ever just get an outfit that you was like, this was put on earth simply so that I could wear it? I think we have one of those here today. And then I don't want to spoil the other one because it's for a little special something coming up that I plan on vlogging. Hint, it was something I went to last year. Let's see who can figure it out. In my day-to-day, I do like more relaxed outfits, you know, a good t-shirt and some jeans. However, I am trying to be more experimental in the sense of stepping out of my comfort zone, trying to mix femininity with a hint of like edge, tomboyish type of thing. Editing Renee's here. This is like, because I re-recorded this part like 2 days ago. And in that time, I did do my hair. Thoughts and opinions in the comments, please. If it's negative, we don't want to hear it. But you can see I'm repping Jamaica real quick. Unintentional. Just like my gem falling off, but that's besides the point. The rest of them should still be in there, hopefully, yeah. But a good representation of what I mean by mixing like femininity, or no, wrong thing. What I mean by kind of combining styles, a good example would be my birthday outfit from when I turned 21, of like, if I had just put on the red top with the jumper, it would have been a nice little, baddies hot girl outfit. Sure. But I enjoyed accessorizing it. That gave it more of a street style slash like punk edge to it. Like, I just like seeing something that could be one way kind of enhanced in a very unique style. Because I do feel like it is perfectly fine to combine, feminine aspects with more like risky things. For example, where do blue nails, which, my laptop camera is doing it no justice, but how do these correlate with these? They don't. But it's my style. I rocks it. I does it. Cause I know that people gonna walk up to me and be like, "Oh my goodness, you didn't even do black. You did green, and then like olive." It's like, yeah, with blue nails. Something gotta pop. Something gotta pop. So it's not the feminine, cutesy, petite nails coming in with the bold hair. I like combining that, and then I promise you, I go ahead and I put on an outfit, and it's gonna be like oversized t-shirt with like fitted jeans with some shoes that may or may not go with it. Like, I want to be that like dressed up type, but it's a struggle. It's a real struggle. But I'm learning. I do know how to put my stuff together, and y'all will see that like next month when I go to that little event that I was hinting towards. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Whilst also not doing too much, because I feel like I have the type of face that you can do way too much, but also not give basic hillbilly. So yeah, that's my fashion sense. Next, what is your greatest achievement? Didn't I already answer this? How would you define your success? Waking up every morning. I think I already answered that. Next. One thing people wouldn't typically know about you online, that I am a very reclusive person. But if you know me IRL, I don't say a doggone word to not a single soul. And the only way you kind of get my extroverted side is if we actually get cool. Like, if I catch a vibe, right? For example, at work, I punch in, I acknowledge those who I need to acknowledge, and I get to work. I'm not here to be buddy with everybody. I'm not here to have conversations. And the only people who I do talk to were the ones who, approached me, I caught a vibe with, and I said, all right, then cool. We can be a little bit more extroverted with these people, but still just know I got works to do.
Snaps, I'm out this hole.
But then if you were to ask like my friends who have been out with me and stuff like that, they're like, she comes off as very intimidating initially, and then you realize that she's just a very quirky, cool person who, has a bit of a wall up, and I'm not ashamed of having that wall up, because in 2026 I kind of need that Dagon wall. I think God was preparing me for what was to come in 2026 and beyond. Go get the money. Next, what did you want to be when you were smaller? Initially, in elementary school, I wanted to be a dentist. Then middle school, I wanted to be a lawyer. And then I just completely lost my way to do this. Like, I literally started up a YouTube page when I was in elementary school, but then somehow my sister found out about it and told my mom, and she told me to shut it down. But I've always wanted to, you know, be on stage or like perform and act and stuff, which is crazy because as a very introverted, I wouldn't want to say antisocial, because it's not that I'm antisocial. Like, I want to socialize. I just struggle with it. Like, I can't do the whole small talk, approach people, have conversations, because I don't have anything to talk about, which is why I'd rather you initiate the conversation and then we kind of go back and forth, rather than you thinking I'm gonna come over here and just be talking to you about, do you like the weather? Do I look like Edward Cullen?
So you're enjoying the rain?
You're not Bella Swan and I'm not Edward Cullen. This ain't Twilight. Like, let's be for real. I'm not going through this with y'all. I'm not. But yeah, I am somewhat living out what I've always wanted to do, but hopefully, if it's God willing, we can keep chugging forward, you know what I mean? Next, are you religious? What could have possibly made you? Of course I am. Like, I am proudly a Christian, proudly a follower of Christ, and there will never be a time where I'm ashamed to say that I believe in Christ Jesus and his sacrifice, believe in the truth and the blessings and mercy of God. If anything, I should probably be the spokesperson for why you should probably go ahead and give God a chance, because if I actually went through my testimony, you would realize that there is a God. And we need him. We need him a lot. Next, I just peeped, and let me make sure that it focuses. I just realized that there are 2 O's in your. Oh yeah, and also I changed my nails just a while ago. The set that you see me having in this in like the first part, I literally just took off and put these on. What are your talents? Singing, creative writing, poetry, and all right, I can do this. I gotta, you know, actually hold it and be impressive while I do it.
Oh my God! Wow!
You know, I can get jiggy. Let me stop. I'm trying so hard not to cringe at myself. I'm trying so hard not to cut this out of the video because I know it's hilarious. But that hip hop was crazy. But I am gonna try it again though. 1 minute. I'm 21. So, besides the very common, you know, I can sing, I can dance, I can crochet and knit. I haven't knit or crochet in like 4-5 years, but I can do both. Most of my talents refer more to the creative side. I am very strong in creative intelligence. Anything kind of in the creative scheme is stuff that I enjoy and put a vibe to, you know? Next. Lastly, actually, how would you describe yourself in 3 words? I'm gonna let my past self take over from here because, you know, that's kind of the only thing that is worth my time. Thank you so much for this little interruption. I'm just trying to spare myself from several days of editing and spare your ears from several minutes, potential hours of me yapping. Thank you. And then the last one on this page is, how would you describe yourself in 3 words? Determined, selfless, and faithful. Determined because the moment I take the chance to do something, I'm going to give it as much as I can. As much as it is horrifying sometimes, as much as my head and my mind might try to kind of psych me out of it, I am going to put in the work. I don't care how small it is. I don't care if everyone's looking at me like, why is she trying so hard? Because I'm not going to cut corners from myself. If I know I can do better, I'm going to do better. Even in times where I can't give 110, I'm going to give 100. Like, if I can't, like, I just commit myself to doing the best that I can without the expectation of being recognized for it. Like, and I feel like that's something that is kind of an issue today, where people feel like if I'm going to put in my all into something, I need to get recognized. Like, I need people to pat me on the back and tell me how good of a job I'm doing. I'm not doing it for your validation. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it because this is something that I genuinely care about and I genuinely want to do, you know? Like, yes, being recognized is a great thing, because you're like, okay, so people are seeing the hard work I'm doing. But when you're only doing it for that reason, you will never be satisfied. You will just point blank never be satisfied, because you will never get as much praise as you think you deserve. Hot take. Selfless, because I've already said this. For the most part, I don't really even do things for myself, which I understand might be a problem. I'm working on it. But kind of having that feeling of, you know what, I'm working this hard because God has more planned for me. I'm doing this because I need to make sure that my family is good. I'm doing this because this benefits and helps someone other than myself. Like, it's not about me, it's about others. That is my driving force, because being selfish does nothing more than eat at you, because it's all about you. It's, I need to do this. And that's also where self-pity and self-obsessing behaviors become your downfall, because it's you sitting down and everything is, I failed, and I've literally seen selfishness ruin people, and they're trying to project their selfishness onto other people, and it's like, you have no one to blame but yourself. You want to be selfish, but you don't want to be selfish with your blame. Really? No. I use God and my family as my driving force, because it helps take away that selfishness of, I'm only doing this for myself. I'm not. Because I know that if I didn't have the drive and if I wasn't doing certain things, it would make a huge difference to my life. So selflessness and faithful. I've always known God since a child. Always knew God as a child. Had a rough patch around middle school where it was like I didn't stop believing in God, but I just truly felt like God ignored me, and I didn't want to hear anything about God. Even though, like, when I really got down the dumps, I was bawling my eyes out to him. But I was in a phase where it was like, yeah, I believe in God, but I don't think that God believes in me. I don't think God pays attention or cares about me. So, like, yeah, I believe in him, but like, for what, you know? Until 2020, where I rediscovered my love for Christ. I rediscovered who Christ was. And in that, over the past 5-6 years, he has helped me kind of discover myself, and he's still helping me discover myself. And he's like, there's still a lot more to you that you refuse to kind of go after, and I need you to fix that. I'm like, I want to, but I'm scared. He's like, I'm gonna take that fear and beat you with it. Stop being scared. So although faithful is definitely one of those things, it's still a work in progress. But I'm also very much a person where, like, I will pour faith into other people with or without the context of God. And just know that, like, if you need me, I will be there as much as I can. Like, if I know that you truly do need me, I'm going to step aside and make sure that I'm there. Like, if you need someone to talk to, best believe I'm going to give you the time that you need. Like, I've offered this up to many of, like, my friends and stuff. It's like, if you're going through something and it's simply even like, I don't want you to say anything, I just need you on the phone with me, I'm gonna be on the phone with you until you tell me that you're good. I am very solid for the people who are around me, and I will go out of my way to make sure that, like, if I can help you, I will, because I am that self-sacrificing person. And it doesn't come from a place of like, oh, I don't really see much of myself, because obviously I'm still working on kind of getting to somewhere for myself. But, like, if I can, I will. If you want me to, I will. You know, all you gotta do is ask, and it can be arranged within reason, of course. my dears, brings us to the end of this video. Did you like it? You know, did you enjoy yourself? Did you get to learn a little something about me? Do you plan on answering a few of these yourself? Did this really help you reflect and look deeper into yourself to consider some things? If it did, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, join the STEM family. Go watch my other videos. You know, you can go watch my Bible videos, you can go watch my OG videos, you can go watch my Dave and Buster video. I got plenty of stuff on my page. We hitting different targets, different targets. Yeah, but you know, hopefully y'all did enjoy this, and I will see y'all probably next month, because at this point y'all know I drop like one video a month. That's the goal at this point, just one video a month. If we can sneak in a little something, we'll put it in there, but the goal is at least one video per month. Yeah, hopefully all 2026 is going well. You know, I know there's a lot going on in the world, but we're not here to focus on that. We're here to stay positive and step aside from that, because I know that your feet is already being bludgeoned to death with all the negative and chaos. So you come here for peace and zen, right? That's why I popped my hip twice to do a heel stretch, so that you can be like, what is this girl doing? What is this girl doing? Remember, God loves you, I love you, and you matter to somebody, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.
I want it in the worst ways, oh baby. It's a shame that we don't operate well, baby. Cause you're bad for my health, I swear you go to hell. Take the L, I don't wanna see you swell no more. And you might be the type